This is Red Moon Role-Playing. It's the 28th of January, 2025, a Tuesday. You are at the exclusive Curdon Resort in the Philippines. Now the almost abandoned Curdon Resort, with most people having left on the last ferry out. Some brave souls still remain, however, many who are likely fans of Matrix Crush, who has a concert later on tonight. You, Virgil Dorn and Edmund Wainwright, have just gotten on the elevator that will take you to the 10th floor and you're meeting with the mysterious Miss Celia Witter, supposedly the owner of the resort and, according to the people you've spoken to, a woman who gets what she wants. Before you got on the elevator, you saw Mary, Matrix Crush, exit. She was a mess, with makeup smeared, red marks on her arms that were wrapped tightly around her. As you get to the 10th floor, the sound of the heavy rain falling picks up, and you can hear the cyclone howling outside. And as the doors open, you are met by a tall and imposing man with bulging muscles, a blonde ponytail, and an attractive sort of Germanic-looking face, like he stepped right out of Die Hard or something. He doesn't say anything, but simply nods to you and holds out his arms, showing that he intends to search you. What do you do?
Well, being dressed in my nice suit, what have I got to hide? I go over and let him do it.
He pats you down rather roughly. For your protection, he grunts.
I shrug.
As the elevator doors open, I am stood there with a drawing compass. One of those things that you use in school to draw circles with. I sometimes use that to fill out the ritual scars that I decorate myself with. They do help. I know the things I do. And one of them is just about healed a little bit too much. So, as the doors open, I start putting that away, and then as soon as I realize that we're about to be searched, instead of putting that in my pocket, I just hold it out to him. I guess you want this?
He nods and puts it aside in a box. You'll get it back. And you don't have anything else on you, right? No weapons, no knives, anything like that?
Aside from my room key, if even our room keys, unless there's fingerprinted rooms, no, that's the only thing I had.
It's key cards that you have. Those he doesn't seem to care about. It's only weapons, and since you don't have anything except for this drawing thing, he will not confiscate anything else. Satisfied with the search, he opens the door, and you see inside into an ostentatious office. The floor is obsidian black and the walls are red. Large, thick windows now being hammered by the storm. It's filled with designer furniture and steel, expensive-looking art, and there are photographs in black and white of a woman with dark shoulder-length hair framing a friendly face, posing with celebrities and politicians that adorn the walls. There's, yes, even a president or two on there. The woman in question, undoubtedly Miss Celia Witter, is sitting behind a desk in the room. She's now in her 50s, pretty but not beautiful, and her once slender figure that you can see in the photos has softened into slightly overweight. It happens to many of us with age. She's wearing a blue skirt and grey shirt. Sitting behind her desk by the wall is the old lady, Renate Fischer, that you met previously. And 2 chairs are set before the desk. She rises as she sees you, smiles, and holds out her hand to shake yours.
I give a little nod, but I don't shake her hand. Some people think shaking hands could lead to things, and I don't know. I'm expecting some very strange stuff that my friend Virgil will be familiar with, so I just nod and smile and say, pleasure.
As you do that, I give a little snort. We're not signing a deal yet, and I'm holding my hand out to shake hers.
Oh, Mr. Dorn. A pleasure, truly. She shakes your hand. She doesn't seem to care about the fact that you're not shaking her hand, Edmund. Oh, please, sit.
Miss Witter? Miss Fischer?
Renate nods politely behind. And Celia takes a seat, pushes a button, and the huge windows behind her turn opaque. Let's get to it. You are here because I've asked you to come here. I'm Celia Witter, and The reason that I've called you here is because we're going to be making an agreement. You see, I can help you. I can help you solve your problems, and you can help me. This is something that can be mutually beneficial. And on a video screen behind her, she brings up footage from the night when the seance happened. Footage shows you clearly murdering your friends. If it's doctored, which your memories tells you that it must be, it looks damned convincing.
This is an awfully convincing forgery, but it is a forgery. Just asking, how did you actually do it? How'd you get it? What, do you have some people who... I just don't know how you could have had someone there on that night, if we were even actually there ourselves, just saying.
But it clearly happened, yes? Well, perhaps not exactly like this, but perception is reality, no? And they are dead. And who else could it have been? She smiles.
I purse my lips, and I just look at that shortly, but then I look at her and say, the manacles, you have them?
I do. And she holds up this item that you very much recognize, Peltier's manacles. You want these, don't you? With these you can make everything right again, yes?
That was the plan, I say, and I look over to Edmund, and I kind of try and give you an ensuring nod. Yeah, so you'll want something from us, and we'll get those. We'll enjoy a few more days here, I hope, and then we'll be gone and do our business.
I go over to the windows and sort of fiddle with the tie of the
As you try to rise up, the large blonde man pushes you down into the seat again.
So something wrong with walking around a nice room?
I just hold up my hand. This is all business. We'll walk around in a bit. Don't worry, man.
I scoff a little, give the guy a bit of a look, and I just say, I mean, hell, it's not like I'm being rude or anything, Miss Witter. We're definitely going to do whatever you want us to do. Seems a little bit heavy-handed. Is that how you treat all your special guests?
Only when it is required. Yes, you want them back, and it's good, because if you have them back, you can stop more bad things from happening. Who would it be next, right? Maybe a child, a family. You wouldn't want that on your conscience. I think it's very commendable of you, Mr. Dorn, that you are so constructive in this particular matter. Not everyone is, but I can see that you are someone who wants to get through this without too much bother. So, let me make it clear then. I can give them to you. I can give them to you so that you can carry out your little ritual and you can put the spirit to rest. And then you have your lives back. But before I do that, I feel I should perhaps test you. Yes, see if I can trust you. Because trust is the foundation of any relationship, especially a business relationship. And Celia smiles and her small white teeth seem to gleam between her red lips.
I cross my arms a little bit defensively. You're looking into some long-term thing here?
Oh, yes. For the rest of your lives. She smiles. And KULT moves to open a door to a small room with polished concrete floor. And there are various inset rings to affix ropes and chains and a central metal drain in the middle of the room. There are screens on the wall, and on a metal chair in the center of the room is a panicked-looking young man with a beard tied up. He stares at you with large eyes as KULT opens a stainless closet door that reveals an assortment of torture, medical, and sexual implements, as well as shackles, drugs, and other twisted tools. It looks a lot like the man who was live-streaming from the suicide spot. In fact, it is him. Celia speaks. Now, this man is a parasite. He traffics in the suffering of other people and adds no value to anyone or anything. He and people like him are cancer on society. I want you to make this man suffer, and then I want you to kill him. He will tragically have perished in the storm, you see, so you don't need to worry. You can use the tools creatively, and then I will know that I can trust you.
I draw a deep breath, even as the doors open, and I start seeing what kind of room it is, and then seeing the man. And as she starts explaining, I very quickly put one and one together.
Just to clarify, Miss Witter, we make this guy suffer. You give us the manacles? Because it sounds to me like you're saying we make this guy suffer, doing a favor for you, and then you consider actually giving us the manacles.
We sign a contract after this, and then I give you the manacles, and then you continue to serve me. But you have the manacles, yes. That would be the deal.
Okay, so, yeah, right. This is just the first thing then, and maybe before we even do this, because I know that we will need to oblige with what you want us to do. What exactly is this rest of our lives contract gonna entail? Or is that what you want to show the trust for?
Yes, this is about trust, isn't it? Your trust in me and my trust in you.
Can I confer briefly with my friend Virgil there for 10 seconds? You know, we won't even leave the room. Just a little 10 seconds.
She nods.
I stand up from my chair and okay, let's go a little bit to the side.
Virgil, this is what you call being put over a barrel and being fucked. She's getting everything. We get what? A maybe manacles. What happens if we sign the contract and she goes, oh, whoopsie, I don't know where the manacles are. Or maybe you get them next month. This is like eternal...
You saw them. She's holding them up right there.
Well, I know we saw them, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's good. Come on, really? You're happy with this? Kill some fucker and then serve me for all time. We've got to think how to actually make this a fair deal, if anything.
I hesitate for a second because I remember what I saw this morning. I was looking up at this place and I look over at her again.
She smiles.
I get distracted from what Edmund was trying to say as our eyes meet again. How did you come by them? And how did you come by the film in the first place?
I have my ways.
But did you know we were doing that? Did you know we were gonna do that before we did it?
I know everything, Mr. Dorn. You will find that I have eyes everywhere.
I'm gonna narrow my eyes and look at her. What? Who are you?
I'm Celia Witter. I own this resort.
I squeeze my arm and hold one of my talismans in the other. Can I try and use magical intuition to try and to look at her properly?
Do you want to? Yes, you can.
I'm not sure I do. But it's something that tells me that I have to. 18. So, I would like to learn something about... I guess it says about a creature's true nature, but I guess I don't know if she's a creature. She's a person as far as I can see, but I want to learn something about her true nature if I can.
Yes. Well, there's no better way to learn about a creature's true nature than by seeing them. So, you, Virgil Dorn, you will have the pleasure of seeing her in her true state. You see beyond the makeup. And what lies below is something that is much, much larger. And has a very large mouth and a long, long hanging tongue. And very large eyes. And there's a saliva that's dripping from this tongue as it stares at you. Massive, overweight body. That is Miss Celia Witter. She looks expectantly at you. Can I ask you to roll to keep it together just because you saw this? And you haven't seen anything like this, actually. You have seen ghosts, yes, but what in the hell is this?
I roll a 5.
Then what happens here shakes you to the bone, and I'll have you lose 2 stability because you realize that what you're dealing with here is not something that can very easily be denied. And yes.
I stumble and I try to hold on to you, Edmund, because I feel my My head is faint. You see me growing completely pale.
I try my best to hold you up. Hey, Virgil, come on, buddy. Don't go seeing things on me now. Come on, focus.
I will actually, as a consequence also of that very, very low roll, as you touch him, you too see her true nature, Edmund. And you too can roll to keep it together.
And that is a 9.
Then you two see this, well, frankly speaking, monster. This thing that could not, should not exist. And you two will lose 2 stability. And you two, you've tried to handle this, trying to be suspicious, kind of trying to push away, and seemed not necessarily cavalier, but you've been quite defiant. That defiance within you, the strength to keep that up against this thing that looks like it could swallow you whole, that evaporates. So, how does that play out now that the two of you see her for what she really is?
I hold on to Virgil. I look away. We are fucked. And I don't know what this thing is, but we can't do anything about it now, not in this situation. I wanted to get rid of the fucking serial killer. This thing is the queen of serial killers, quite clearly. Fuck! And I just sort of clutch Virgil a little and just say, fucking fuck!
I just breathe. Edmund, I'll do it. You don't have to do this. This is about me. I started this. I've been a bad friend. I'm paying you back.
No, hang on, and I stand, trying to hide the shake. I really want to just have a massive drink right now, but I can't. I can't look at that thing anymore. I can't. She wins on that front. I'm not going to try and do anything to her, but I'd like to observe the situation. Yes, I'd like to observe the situation, see if I can get anything just by looking at this scene that maybe could benefit us a little bit. But maybe let's see how the roll goes.
Mm-hmm. Please go ahead.
12. I look over to this pathetic wretch who we can't help. That wasn't even on the cards, really, but I see now we can't really help. But seeing these awful implements, how could I kill him quickly?
There's plenty of sharp objects there. Cutting someone's throat is generally, well, it's not very quick, but it will probably lead to him passing out relatively quickly. So that is perhaps one way to do it. You might end up disappointing the person who wishes to make a deal with you if you do it all too quickly, though.
Maybe, but we haven't signed no papers yet. She'll have us then, but I don't care if she wants end suffering. I don't care, and I'm a little too shook to give it much thought. I will pat Virgil briefly and attempt to walk over to one of these implements with the goal of just slashing this guy's throat as fast as I can. It needs to be done quick.
Yeah. And I look at you, I try to gauge what you're doing, and as I see you, if I see you just grabbing a knife or whatever and looking at his face or his throat, like anything like that, I think we've been friends long enough for me to get an idea of what it is that you're trying to do. Possibly, I would then move to stop you. Come on, man. We gotta earn her trust.
And the man, he's seen you come closer, and his eyes are wide open, and his mouth is covered, so you hear him.
No, man, look, listen, what the
Why does that... Why? Make us sign the deal then, and then I'll do exactly as you say. You haven't made us sign anything yet. Why? Suffering, what the fuck is that got... He's dead. If he's dead, he's dead.
She looks at you expectantly, Virgil.
Look, this is gonna be the trust, right? This is gonna be the trust, Edmund. We do this for her. She gives us the manacles. That is the establishing the trust. Okay? So we do these things, that's the exchange, and then, I don't know whatever it is that we need to do after that, but, look, we're not getting out of this, but it could be something completely different that's in store for us after this. If we do this, maybe we get to be at this hotel, a few times a year. We got to do other things. You got to think of, we can't win this in that way, but maybe we can still gain a lot. I look at you with kind of desperate eyes. You see that?
My friend Virgil's completely wrong, but I can't fight him now, and I have no answers. I can't. Maybe that's on me. I'll hand over the knife, and I'll walk away, thinking deep down, it maybe is pointless. This thing can read our minds, apparently. It knows I will find a way to destroy it one day, but I can't now. I can't now.
As you begin to walk away, KULT is there quite quickly and holds you so that you can stand close and look at what is about to happen.
I swallow.
The man is very, very strong. You haven't really met someone this strong ever, you think?
No. Guess I'll be looking then. What a sick, twisted fuck.
I sigh and I go and put the knife back, and I start getting to work. I start being, what she said, creative. Start using them. I pick up the blowtorch, and I say, "All right, I'm gonna put this to your knees now." I say as I switch it on, and I look at him, and I look down at the blowtorch, almost like I'm trying to convince myself, saying that this is what I'm gonna do.
And I'm not gonna ask you to describe how you tortured this man. That's not really needed. The point is that you do it. And you are creative. You are a very creative man. You always have been. And the screams stop after a while as he passes out. And you are covered in blood. And then KULT and Celia looks to you. Edmund, do you do the honors? You can finish it then. I think he's ready to move on.
Virgil was literally just... Oh my fucking god! And I'll go over and... Do I think I'm even allowed to finish him quickly, or do I need to twist the knife a little for a little extra suffering?
No, it seems like they want you to finish it now.
I do so. I don't have a choice. Full of anger. Maybe it's the anger that helps me get through it, because I will find a way to fuck this fucker. But not now.
And you slash the throat, and he bleeds out quite quickly. Both of you have just tortured and murdered another human being. I don't want you to lose another 2 stability. Whatever you thought of him, whatever he was, whatever he actually was, I mean, you literally saw him only for an instant. He was another human being. And you're not that cold. Not that cold, not yet. But perhaps you will have to become that. KULT moves up to the man, cuts out his tongue, and hands it over to Celia, who accepts it, opens her mouth, her own impossibly long tongue, embracing it in some kind of twisted French kiss before she closes her eyes and swallows it whole. Shudder goes through her body as she lets out a sigh of ecstasy. That was just what I needed. I think I can trust you. He didn't need to die that way, of course, not really, but there is something deeply satisfying about punishing bad people, don't you think?
I rub my nose. A bit of blood gets smeared on it. There's blood in my long hair and on my clothes. I feel... I don't know what I feel. Disgusted. Filthy. And I close my eyes tightly. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed that.
And she turns on a video of it. Yes, and it's documented now for all eternity. You can look back on it whenever you feel like you need to remember how creative you were. It's an achievement. I'll make sure that you have the video later. Now, none of this, of course, needs to be seen by anyone else, and I will give you the item that you want. You just need to sign the contract with me. You will agree to serve me, and once in a while, you will kill people for me. Don't worry, it won't be often, and you will still have your lives to live if you see fit, and it will be bad people. I will help remove any evidence of your involvement. And if it bothers you, just remember that everyone has to do things that they don't like sometimes, but that's not what defines them, and it's not what will define you. You can have full lives, even with this. And the people that you kill, as I said, they will all be bad people. People who deserve what is coming to them, just like Mr. Reynolds here. And if you do not do this, then, well, we will remain here. You will extend your stay at this resort, and KULT here will pay a visit to your families. Oh, where was it that they lived? And she presses a button, and a list of names and addresses pops up on the screen. Your closest relatives and friends. It would be a pity if they too had to suffer, because they're not bad people, are they? Especially the children, she says, smiling. You would do it one by one, and, well, hopefully you wouldn't let too many die before you would accept the deal. Now, let me be clear. I trust you. You've shown that you can be trusted. I don't want that to happen, and I don't relish the thought of innocents being harmed, believe me. But I happen to be in need of people who know that the world is more than it may seem, who can do cleanup for me, and you fit that bill perfectly. So, do we have an agreement? I'll give you the manacles, and you will serve me, and everyone will be happy.
And we get those now. Do we get anything else? Just for serving? Like, if it's jobs that you want taken care of, these dirty jobs, or whatever you want to call them.
Oh, like, dirty. I wouldn't say dirty. It's cleanup, yes. It's making the world a better place. You could come here to the resort and enjoy life, enjoy yourself in whatever hedonistic fashion you will. This place is always open for you.
So what, is it actually a piece of paper with conditions, or is it just like a blood pact or something?
She smiles, and Renata comes up with a contract that's written on vellum. And it looks like the kind of contract that one would sign with the devil. The contract states the nature of your service to Celia Witter, murdering for her. In the event of failure to uphold your obligations, or of Celia's death, all information will be released to those interested. For the contract's signature, Renate produces a bone and platinum fountain pen that's connected to a loop of clear tubing.
Huh. So just to clarify, if you get run over by a car tomorrow, which has nothing to do with us, contract voided, we all go to hell with you because you were careless, ma'am?
Hit by a car? Hit by a car? And even KULT is laughing at that, and Renata as well. Don't worry, I'm not going to be hit by a car.
But hey, contracts. I'm concerned. I need to make sure you stay safe.
And you should do that. Keep me safe. Show that I can trust you, as you have already. She smiles. Don't worry about car accidents.
I look at the fountain pen, or the thing and the tube that it's connected to.
Renata has a phlebotomist needle that she's coming with as well. It seems like you will be writing this in blood. Yes, it's like that, yes. Signing a contract with the devil in blood. Will you do it?
I wonder how this all works. I try to work it out as we go. I think I lower the pen a bit, and I look over at Edmund. Look, again, I'm sorry. I appreciate everything. You're the best friend I have. I made a mess the first time because I didn't know what I was doing. I was young and I was inexperienced. Things are very different now. When we finish this, we'll finish it good. And I'm sure nothing bad will gonna happen to us now that, well, Miss Witter here is hoping for our service to remain for a bit of time.
I laugh, and then, after feeling a little bad laughing at you, because I'm not actually laughing at you, but it probably appears like I am, I give you a sympathetic look, and I just take the pen and say, Virgil, bless you, stop talking. Sign the lovely lady's contract, and let's go downstairs and have a drink.
Yeah.
And Virgil, you can regain 1 stability for fulfilling that dramatic hook. So yes, do you sign then the contract? Both of you.
There's no choice. Not yet.
And as you sign the contract, a cold yellow fluid backs up the tube and into your veins, and the blood of your signature glows briefly, leaving it with a golden hue. And once the documents have been signed, she places the vellum and a USB stick that Kurt has taken from the video screens into a filigreed silver and glass capsule. She opens a hidden panel, revealing a pneumatic tube that seems to be going down. Puts the evidence in there, and presses a button and sends it away with a flump sound, clearly heading down. She then closes the hidden panel and hands you the manacles. See, that wasn't so difficult, was it? Now then, how about a drink to our new relationship? And Renata brings a crystal bottle of cognac, Chateau Horloger, and pours everyone a drink. Don't look so dour. If it makes you feel better, you can think of yourself as my Luigi Mangione, and with every awful person you kill, the world will become just a little bit better. Not everyone can say that they're saving the world, but you will be. 1 death at a time. So, to new friends, she smiles again, and her small white teeth gleam between her red lips as she holds up the glass.
I down it quickly.
It's exquisite.
I look at her, and I'm not sure what I'm feeling. Not sure at all. I just know that I need Edmund with me.
Is it hatred? She forced you to kill an innocent human being?
Maybe it's a bit of hatred, yeah. Maybe I hate that she forced our hand like that. I always been my own. I always messed up my own shit and cleaned it up myself. No one's gotta tell me what to do. But at the same time, I'm also fascinated, and I guess that's why I'm not sure what I'm really feeling.
And you drink as well, then, Edmund?
Yes. Oh, I down the glass. I just want to go downstairs and get out of here.
Do you do or say anything final before you get into the elevator heading down?
No.
I just kind of pat Edmund on the back as a good boy, and I look back at Celia one more time, and then get in.
And then you are in the elevator. The lights flicker briefly as the storm rages outside the hotel, and you find yourself at the Matrix Crush boiler room set. There's really nothing else going on at the hotel. It's eerily quiet, except for this small concert venue. There's only like 40 guests or something like that still remaining. So they've moved the whole thing to a smaller room to create more of a boiler room type atmosphere, packing the few people here tightly together in front of Mary and her turntables. And Mary's cleaned up. She gets up behind the turntables and she begins her sets. And she is amazing. Just like you knew that she would be. And the audience's excitement at this more intimate concert, heightened by free drinks that you make sure to get plenty of, Edmund, makes up for the lack of people. Mary sees you both and attempts a smile, but there's clearly something different about her. She also met Miss Witter, after all. Do you try to enjoy this concert? Or what do you do?
I get completely drunk. I don't enjoy any of it. This is the worst situation ever. In the morning, I'm gonna have to have a word with Virgil and get him round to thinking how we came here to stop a fucking rectify a mistake, and now we get to go around being the mistake. Good people, bad people. No, I can't do shit, but Virgil can. Virgil can, but I need to come up with a plan. I haven't got it, so I'm just gonna dance and bob my head to the music, and I can't look poor Mary in the face like no. I'm going just to get drunk.
You can do that very easily. The music flows magically, mixing French rap, techno, Brazilian funk, and reggaeton. It's really good. You're having a fantastic time, Edmund. Virgil, are you also enjoying the concert, or what are you doing?
I'm in a bit of a daze because this is something that's been part of my life's big search for truth, for a connection of something different. It's like in one fell swoop, I suddenly reached a big life goal at the same time that it came with a huge contractual hook that I somehow didn't expect. It's like most of the night I'm enjoying myself, but then there comes these moments when I just stop and stare at nothing, think about what just happened, and I just, at some random point, me and Edmund go to the toilet together, just standing there, and I'm like staring into space, and I just say, well, at least you and Mary's got something more in common. Something big that she can't talk to anybody else about.
What, that we both are slaves to some fucking creature upstairs that kills people whenever it wants to and pretends to be moralistic about it?
Probably. But any kind of shit is better to bear together.
Virgil, fuck it, man. I go over and put my hand gently on your shoulder. You really think she's got you? Don't get me wrong, she's got me, but you know what? I think that's the worst thing about all of this, is that she's got me. I can't fucking do anything, but you can fucking do something, and you're the one taking it. You're just taking this. You're like, oh, actually, it's okay. We just spent, how long did we spend trying to rectify one mistake? And now you're like, oh, actually, yeah, no, it's okay. We'll just do it again and again and again till the rest of our lives, and we'll get some champagne and a holiday. You don't actually fucking believe that. Come on, we're down here. She knows everything, apparently, so it doesn't matter if we speak, right? Because she knows. That's the whole point. She doesn't know everything. Because if she did, I wouldn't have walked out of there.
My hair sways back and forth as you shake me, and I just look into your eyes. Yeah. I say after a while, after your rage dies down a bit. Maybe there is something that can be done.
There is, buddy. It's you. I lower my tone. She doesn't know everything. She just likes to pretend she does, and it's fucking, don't get me wrong, she knows a fuck ton. I'm not talking about, it's all a dream or something. It's not. But she's underestimating you. She's a big, powerful, evil thing, right? Well, guess what we fucking did? You summoned a little stupid evil thing. And we fucked that up a little, but that'll be the key. Find another thing, and you could do it. You could do it. We're in a situation where we're fucked either way, I think, but I believe that if we can just figure a way of summoning something bigger than her, and fuck it, I'll do whatever that thing fucking says. I just want her to go down.
I, at this point, just understand that he's angry. Nothing's gonna stop that. And nothing I can say right now is gonna make him happy about all the things that we've done. So I just let you talk, and I nod, and then kind of start leading us back. Just more music, more drink. Trying to make it all feel a bit less.
I'll warble on. But if there's anything I can try and do, I'm going to keep trying to do it. And maybe it's just that I just need him to believe that he could. That it's possible, not to just take it lying down.
And during the nights, there's a young woman who dances close to you, Virgil. She has dark skin and large almond eyes and a very athletic build. She moves close into you and whispers in your ear. What did Miss Witter ask you to do?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would. She smiles. I would. I can help you.
You can help me? Did you sign a contract as well?
No, I did not. But I think you did.
I shrug and I have another sip of whatever it is that I'm drinking. I don't really know at this point.
Will you be revealing anything to this woman or not? You really don't have to, and you have no reason to trust her, whoever she is. She just shows up randomly and asks about Miss Witter and making a deal with Miss Witter, which, how would she know that? That's strange.
I look at her and I'm tired and I just want more distractions, I think. Or maybe I'm feeling a power rush. I'm not sure which one it is. I say, well, if you come up to my room for some fun, maybe I'll tell you.
Yeah, maybe. I'll be in touch. Alright.
As she says this and is about to leave, I feel a bit like I'm losing a little bit of my power rush, thinking I could get away with anything, being a bit like that. So I just kind of, I don't grab her arm forcefully or anything. I just kind of stop her if I can.
She stops.
I say, don't go. Don't go. Well, if she wanted us to, well, guess, clean up some of the trash, kill a few people for her, and she'd make it all go away anyway. What's it to you?
Interesting. I need someone. Someone on the inside. Someone beholden to her.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because there are secrets. There are secrets in this world that are best left unknown. And she knows a lot of secrets. You can help me.
Yeah? And who do you think you're working for that could affect someone like her?
I'm with the good guys, she says, smiling.
Good guys. I'm guessing she don't know?
I don't know. She knows a lot. But, listen. I'll be in touch, alright? I'll come to you when the time is a little bit better. We'll work something out. And she hands you a card. It says Anna Spivey, Blue Star Real Estates. Obviously not what she really does, but it has a number on it.
I look at the card, and then I just, after a while, shrug. Got a weird feeling again, but that actually meant something. I say to myself, put the card in my pocket, and I keep partying.
Yes, you do keep partying, and suddenly you see Mary bending over in pain, and you yourself, you feel a sudden dizziness and a wave of nausea, both you, Virgil, and you, Edmond, and it's coming up. You're violently throwing up, and both of you on the floor here, what you throw up, it's food, it's drink, but it's also tiny pale worms, no larger than rice grains, and they're in the corners of your mouth too, and you see them flopping around for a few horrible seconds before they melt into gelatinous globs. And I want you both to roll a keep it together as you feel yourself sweating and your insides clenching.
I roll a 3.
8.
You can both lower your stability then by another 1. And I'm gonna knock you both out. Because whatever happened here, it was too much, especially after everything that's happened. You black out.
Yes, lost to the noise, the sound, and then this, barely perhaps even noticing what's actually happening. I just fall down, and the only thing I can see are the faces of our friends, who we've not saved, we've not avenged. My guilt overwhelming me, as well as the alcohol.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we play the scenario All-Inclusive, which was written by Seth Skorkowski and is part of the Dark Realms and Other Horrors Kickstarter that is live right now. All three of us have also been part of writing content for these books, and you can find a link in the show notes below. During this Kickstarter, you can also buy the core rules for KULT for 50% off, which is a fantastic deal. Our playthrough of All-Inclusive has been kindly sponsored by Helmgast. The music was created by H.M. Carceri and was used with permission from their label Cryochamber. Please check out cryochamber.bandcamp.com or their YouTube channel for more of their lovely dark ambient. We would like to give massive thanks to our champions of the Red Moon: Martin Heuschober, Simon Cooper, Julia, Camilla, Bob Lange, Cameron, Graham Barey, Dick Thomson, Lily, Maciej, Black Templar, Dennis Sadecki, and Leonhardt for their generous support. We would of course also like to thank all of our other patrons. Without your support, the show would not be possible. If you want to support our work, please check us out on Patreon. You can get access to bonus campaigns for Cult Divinity Lost, Call of Cthulhu, and Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay there, and you can also get early and raw access to all of our recordings, and hear your name read on the show as a champion of the Red Moon, as well as even play some Cult with us. Most importantly, that support is what keeps the show going, so do check us out there. Thank you again for listening, and remember that death is only the beginning.